Good evening.
Good evening, Paige, and that's right. With police departments across the states facing challenges during a time of divide, Dothan Police Department tells us how they've prepared with cultural diversity de-escalation courses.
We started a program, it probably would have been 5 or 6 years ago, where we were actually putting officers through college courses. For 8 weeks, you'd sit through a class that was actually engineered by Dr. Jeff Gwynn.
Dr. Gwynn taught at Auburn University after policing in Dothan and Chicago in the 60s and 70s during the civil rights movement. He developed a class called Street Talk. The class offered an academic thought to policing and cultural diversity.
To teach officers, what to expect when you come into contact with an African American, what to expect when you come into contact with a Hispanic American, what the culture is like for different ethnicities and races. So that guy yelling in the middle of the street may just be expressing himself in the way that he only knows how. So they are taught not to judge someone else's actions by your own cultural upbringing.
When it comes to cases like George Floyd's in Minneapolis, Lieutenant Owens says no honorable officer would condone what that police officer did. He says he trains his officers to know how to de-escalate situations properly, and his recruits agree.
We get trained on, like I said, different things every day, and one thing that we do get a lot of training on is hand-to-hand combat, little things like that, and we know that in that situation, we know what we would have done if that would have occurred in Dothan, so I can tell you that that should never happen here.
Lieutenant Owens takes pride in knowing that the culture of the police department is just as important as policy.
What I know about policy is that culture will eat policy for breakfast. It really will. If your culture is not right, it doesn't matter how great your policies look, how pretty the colors are. If they're not followed because of the culture of the organization, nothing's going to change.
And Lieutenant Scott says it's important for the police department to have relations with the community. He says he trains all of his officers to exceed expectations and be polite to everyone they come in contact with.
All right, Eliana, very good report this evening. Thank you very much.